This is Matador News, and these are the headlines. Violence between Palestinians and Israelis escalates. Former Laker Lamar Odom is in a coma in a Nevada hospital. And the Dodgers are coming back to LA for Game 5.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Matador News. I'm Stephen Fassl, and I'm here with Valerie Hernandez.
The violence in Israel between Palestinians and Israelis continues. An estimated 30 Palestinians have died this month in the violence centered in Jerusalem. 7 Israeli Jews have also been killed in attacks, one of whom was rammed by a vehicle and hit with a meat cleaver. Israeli authorities have called for roadblocks and checkpoints in Arab neighborhoods in East Jerusalem. Many Palestinians believe the new security measures will only increase the violence.
For more on last night's Democratic debate, let's go to our political reporter, Nikki Herrera, with the latest.
Last night's presidential debate brought a lot of controversy, and candidates Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders had a lot to say. Clinton advocated for a no-fly zone to provide relief for Syrians and for negotiating with Russia. Sanders talked about his thoughts on the criminal justice system regarding the issue of legalizing marijuana.
What I believe and why I have advocated that the no-fly zone, which of course would be in a coalition, be put on the table is because I'm trying to figure out what leverage we have to get Russia to the table.
Criminal justice system that lets CEOs on Wall Street walk away, and yet we are imprisoning or giving jail sentences to young people who are smoking marijuana.
I talked to a few CSUN students on the thoughts about the debate and who they think is going to win the nomination.
I'm in favor of Bernie Sanders. I thought he did a great job. I feel like he was very much in control.
I'm looking for someone to say something. What is really do something? What do you stand for? And they're attacking each other. That's mostly what they're doing. They're not really saying what they want to do, or and they keep repeating what they're they've been repeating for years.
Over 15 million people watched last night's debate. Bernie Sanders gained over 35,000 new followers via social media. Did you feel the burn? Now let's go back to Valerie in the studio.
Former NBA basketball player Lamar Odom has been hospitalized after he was found unconscious in a Nevada brothel. The Love Ranch owner Dennis Hoff says Odom called him on Saturday and told him he wanted to visit the brothel for a few days. Late Tuesday night, 2 women went to check on Odom in his room and they found him unconscious.
911 said put him on his left side, and they did, started throwing up. He was still alive. Ambulance came, police came, took him to the Prump Hospital.
Authorities originally planned to fly him to a hospital, but he was too tall to fit in the helicopter. He was taken by an ambulance to Sunrise Hospital in Las Vegas, about 60 miles away. Hoff said Odom had been taking herbal Viagra, a drug containing dangerously high levels of prescription-only anti-obesity and erectile dysfunction drugs. Many news outlets are reporting cocaine, opiates, and cognac were in his system. Doctors are treating the situation as an overdose. Odom appears to have suffered an ischemic stroke, which is caused by a blood clot preventing blood to flow to the brain. He remains unconscious on a ventilator, fighting for his life. Doctors say the next 48 hours are critical. The Nevada Sheriff's Department has scheduled a news conference this evening to provide an update on the situation.
LA City Council members are meeting in downtown Los Angeles today to discuss excessive water use. The council is going to consider new ways to condemn people abusing water privileges, such as facing fines or even having access to water cut off. This meeting is in response to new reports detailing that a Bel Air homeowner used $11.8 million gallons last year. Authorities say the amount is enough to provide 90 households with water for a year. At this time, no penalties have been issued to the homeowner. During the meeting, a possible bill will be issued instructing the LA Department of Power and Water to report back the progress of discouraging water use. Los Angeles has managed to cut water usage by 17% in the month of August.
Police are looking for a suspect who shot a man outside the Comedy Store in West Hollywood this morning. Police say the victim was standing on the patio of the club when a man with a hoodie walked up and opened fire. The victim was shot at least once in the upper torso. He He was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. The gunman ran away before the police arrived. Witnesses say at least 6 shots were fired.
The invention of a new lightweight material has the potential to dramatically change the aerospace industry. The Boeing company has developed the world's lightest metallic alloy, with the entire structure being made up of 99.9% air. The metal is said to have thinner walls than the strand of a human hair and resembles the structure of a bone. This advantage will allow for huge weight reduction, higher performance, and lower fuel compensation for Boeing stock.
Officials are trying to convince President Obama to abandon his plans to completely withdraw U.S. troops from Afghanistan. The Taliban's recent advances have left the Pentagon, much of Congress, and the national security establishment believing American troops need to remain there. Last month, the Taliban managed to seize a city for the first time since 2001, when they took Kunduz. The U.S. has spent more than $65 billion building the Afghan army since the war began. Some officials argue that leaving troops on the ground is not worth the cost.
Los Angeles Police Department is currently looking for a mother and son who violently attacked a Mets fan in the Dodger Stadium parking lot after Friday night's playoff game. Police say the victim is currently in critical but stable condition. The Mets defeated the Dodgers 3-1 in the Friday night game, and police say there will be additional security for Game 5 on Friday.
Let's go to Melissa Hernandez with the latest in sports.
Thank you, Valerie. Get ready, Los Angeles. The Dodgers are coming back home.
Chris Hatcher and now Kenley Jansen making it stand up. That's in the air to center field. That's Jock Peterson, and that is a 2-2 series. We are heading to Game 5 in Los Angeles.
The Dodgers forced a winner-take-all Game 5 by defeating the New York Mets. Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner sparked the offense with an RBI double that scored 2 runs. Clayton Kershaw led the team to victory with 8 strikeouts in 7 innings, while only giving up 1 run.
Absolutely. Definitely wanted to send this back to LA. Feel confident with Zach going in Game 5.
The Dodgers and Mets will play Game 5 at Dodger Stadium tomorrow night to determine who will play the Cubs in the championship series. The CSUN women's soccer team won 2 straight conference games. The team defeated UC Davis and Cal Poly last weekend. The team remains undefeated in the Big West Conference with 2 wins, 1 tie, and no losses. CSUN forward Cynthia Sanchez set the all-time team record for goals in the match against UC Davis. She had 2 goals in the game. Sanchez says the team is proud of its accomplishments.
We're doing really well, and given that we've had a couple starters get injured, but I think our other players have done a really great job of stepping up to the plate, and I think that we're really strong going into conference.
The team will be traveling to Hawaii Sunday for a match against the University of Hawaii. The CSUN men's soccer team won its first conference game last weekend. The team has won 1 win, 1 tie, and 2 losses in the Big West Conference. The team defeated Sacramento State for its first conference win. Goalkeeper Adam Hobbs says the team has to continue playing hard to remain competitive in the conference.
We're very confident. We know that we can beat any team down here. Everyone knows who every player is, how every team plays.
The team hosts Cal State Fullerton tonight. The Chicago Cubs advanced to the National League Championship Series by eliminating the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cubs beat the rival Cardinals 6-4 by hitting 3 home runs. Cubs rookie Kyle Schwarber capped off the night by hitting a mammoth home run over the scoreboard. It is the first time the Cubs have clinched a series in their stadium, Wrigley Field. The movie Back to the Future Part 2 predicted the Cubs would win the World Series in 2015. The Cubs await the winner of the Dodgers and Mets series to see who they will play in the NLCS on Saturday. Now, here is Everardo Tamayo with your latest in business.
Volkswagen's head of North America is leaving the company less than 3 weeks after being appointed that position. Winfried Volland is stepping down because of opposing views for the new structure of the company. Volkswagen plans to produce more electric cars and said diesel is the thing of the past. He said it didn't have anything to do with the Volkswagen emissions scandal exposed last month. Leonardo DiCaprio will produce a film about the scandal, but it is not known if he will star in the film. Volkswagen currently sells more cars in the world after passing Toyota earlier this summer. Environmentalists are suing the National Forest Service. They claim the agency has Nestle to draw water from the San Bernardino Mountains under a permit that expired 25 years ago. Nestle says the company is operating under a valid permit and is cooperating with the Forest Service. The suit says Californians have dramatically reduced water usage over the past year in the face of a historic drought, but Nestle has refused to do its part. Nestle has 5 bottled water plants in California and uses more than 700 million gallons of water each year. Now let's toss to Melissa with more in health.
A London hospital says the condition of a nurse being treated for Ebola has gotten worse. Pauline Cafferkey was treated for the virus late last year after returning from Sierra Leone and was discharged in January. But now, health officials say she is experiencing an unusual late complication and is being treated in a high-level isolation unit. Experts say Ebola survivors may still experience mental and physical health problems for years, even after the virus is cleared from the bloodstream. Project DATE is a peer education rape prevention program sponsored by the University Counseling Services and Strength United. The peer educators educate, inform, and develop awareness on issues related to rape. Now let's go to Matador News reporter Javier Cabrera in the Sundial studio with the head instructor of Project DATE.
Thanks, Melissa. I'm here with Lucy Lee from Project DATE. So Lucy, a recent survey suggested that 1 in 4 female students had experienced sexual misconduct from their 4-year experience at college. What do you take from this survey?
I think that what this survey shows is that sexual assault is a bigger problem than a lot of people think it is. A lot of times with sexual assault on college campuses specifically, it happens within the first year because, like students are coming in, they're experiencing new things, they're I guess under their parents, like they not escaped, but they're out of their parents' house for the first time. So they're experimenting, they're trying out a lot of things, and a lot of times they're unaware, they're unsafe, and this is when it happens. 1 in 4 is such a huge number, and people think that, it happens here and there, it's not a big deal, but 1 in 4 is 25%. So I think that having the survey come out just really shows that this is a real issue, and that's something that we should talk about, because a lot of times in society we tend to kind of just sweep it under the rug and we think it's not a big deal.
And so speaking of sexual assaults, as you might know, there's a couple of assaults that have taken place here at CSUN. What can CSUN students do to prevent themselves from being a victim?
I've been in this work for a long time, sexual assault prevention. I've been doing this for 2 years, and something that I notice a lot is that people tend to disassociate themselves from the situation. So, like in the media, for example, if we talk about rape, where does it usually happen? Like in a dark alley, right in the middle of the night. It's usually a woman that is dressed really, really skimpy or provocative, and this is where it happens, in a dark alley somewhere. And I've learned that a lot of times people think that, hey, if I don't walk down a dark alley at night, if I don't dress this certain way, then it won't happen to me, and then they're unsafe. But based off of these cases that just happened, the first case that happened was in the dorms here at CSUN. And so something that a lot of people don't know is that more than half of all sexual assault cases actually happen within 1 mile of the victim's home. And so with us and with Project DATE, we're not here to scare people or make people extra paranoid, but we just want to put the facts out there so that people can stay safe. If you're going to be partying, which a lot of students, first joining college will be partying, just be safe, be vigilant, and just be really aware.
And lastly, what else do CSUN students should know about Project DATE and what it offers?
So Project DATE is a peer education program here on campus, and what we do is we go out and we give presentations on campus and off campus to just educate the CSUN community about this topic. We're not mental health professionals. We're not here to fix people or kind of make their problems disappear, but what we think is a very effective approach to ending sexual assault or preventing sexual assault is to just educate people, because like I said, in society we tend to sweep under the rug. We kind of joke about it, we laugh about it, we ignore it. And so that's when it happens, because people are unsafe, they don't know about it. So our goal is to just get out there, educate people, make people aware and more known about, that this is an issue, what's going on, and just educating the community.
All right. Well, thank you, Lucy. Now let's head back to the studio with Melissa.
Thank you, Javier. Dole Food Company is pulling its bag spinach off store shelves. The company announced a voluntary recall, saying the bags of spinach are at risk of salmonella poisoning. The at-risk bags were sold in 13 states. To see if your bag spinach is affected, check the product code in the upper right-hand corner. The recalled products are those coded A27409A and B, also with an enjoy by date of October 15th. Here is Everardo with your latest in entertainment news.
Taylor Swift is once again on top of the nomination list of 2015 American Music Awards. She has earned 6 AMA nominations, including Artist of the Year and Song of the Year for Blank Space and Bad Blood. Right behind Taylor Swift falls Ed Sheeran with Thinking Out Loud and The Weeknd with Can't Feel My Face. They are both nominated in the Song of the Year category. Other artists of the Song of the Year nominees include Luke Bryan, Ariana Grande, Maroon 5, Nicki Minaj, One Direction, Sam Smith, and Meghan Trainor. The show airs November 22nd on ABC, and the host is Jennifer Lopez. Spider-Man is the first Marvel superhero going to Disneyland and will be the first time the theme park features Spider-Man. Spidey will be joined by Thor for the meet and greets. Now, park goers will be able to snap their selfies and get the superhero's autograph. To add more to the excitement, an Iron Man exhibit will feature a number of Tony Stark's suits. Might as well get in line now, because there's no doubt the lines will be huge. Superhero HQ opens at Disneyland Park this fall. That's all for entertainment. Now let's go back to Steven for more news.
Today is National Dessert Day.
Yes!
Woo woo. And that's dessert with 2 S's.